Hey mama, our show on.
I'm feeling good.
The movie that I'm reviewing is called Aliens, which came out in 1986. Also, it's the sequel to the movie Alien. But the movie starts off with Ripley in a ship floating in space after escaping a xenomorph in the first movie. If you haven't watched my review on the first movie, go back and check it out. But she's later found by a deep space salvage team and finds out it's been over 57 years that's passed. The salvage team is on a mission to planet LV-426, the same planet that she was on in the first movie. They're only going back to check on things because they started a whole colony there, not knowing what was there. They insisted that Ripley help because she has experience with the aliens and been to the planet before. So she refuses at first, but then thinks about it and think about destroying the aliens, then she agrees. She also finds out that they have a synth aboard the ship. And if you watch the first movie, you'll know she had a bad run-in with a synth named Ash. So she still has hard feelings towards robots. And I don't blame her. If you look at the guy, he's clearly got an agenda and he's up to something. She later lets it go, and they get ready for their mission to return to the planet. Now, the funny part is how hard they're doing this flexing and showing off, and not really knowing what they're up against. They got all these guns and bombs and tanks, but we'll see what happens. So they land and move around the base, looking for survivors. The Marines later find only one survivor, a 9-year-old scared little girl named Newt, whose parents worked on the planet and was killed by the aliens. So they try and rescue her and take her with them. Later, Ripley talks and get closer to Newt to learn where she came from and what happened at the colony. Later, they take a tank back to the colony to find more survivors, but by looking underground in a maintenance area, and they stumble upon a xenomorph nest. Also, realizing that they're around natural fuel pipes, they can only use flamethrowers and melee weapons. So they continue their search and end up killing a chest burster, which awakens xenomorphs, which starts the movie off. Everybody in the squad dies except for 3 people. And thanks to Ripley taking control of the tank to go pick them up, they then escape and plan a new approach. Little did they know, a xenomorph escaped and got aboard of a plane that was supposed to come and pick them up and take them back to base. The xenomorph killed the pilot and the plane crashes. Low on ammunition and resources, the survivors barricade themselves inside the colony facility. Later, Ripley discovers that Burke ordered the colonists to investigate the derelict spaceship containing the alien egg, intending to profit off of the eggs and use them for biological weapon research. Later, while asleep in the medical lab, Ripley and Newt awakens to find themselves trapped with 2 released facehuggers. Ripley triggers a fire alarm and alerts the Marines, who rescues them and kills the creatures. She accuses Burke of releasing the facehuggers to implant her and Newt with alien embryos to smuggle them back to Earth's quarantine. The power is suddenly cut, the aliens attack through the ceiling. In a firefight, the aliens kill Burke, subdues Hudson, and injures Hicks. They corner Gomez and Vasquez, and they sacrifice themselves to avoid capture. Newt is separated from Ripley and is taken by the creatures. Ripley takes Hicks to the dropship, but refuses to abandon Newt and arms herself before descending into the processing station Hive alone to rescue her. But during their escape, they encounter the alien queen and dozens of eggs. When one opens up, Ripley burns the egg and blows up the queen's ovipositor. Pursued by the emerged queen, Ripley and Newt reach the dropship and escape with Bishop and Hicks moments before the station explodes, consuming the colony in a nuclear blast. After getting aboard of the spaceship, somehow the Queen was stowed away and attacks Bishop, but since he's a robot, he's still alive and he's kind of cut in half. And Ripley quickly gets into the forklift mech suit and throws the Queen out into an airlock and out into space, and the day is saved. After that, Ripley and Newt gets into a cryogenic chamber and go to sleep until they reach Earth, and that's the end of the movie. This was a pretty good movie, and I recommend you guys check it out. It was a little bit on the long side, about 2 hours and 30 minutes or so, Other than that, it was very action packed and had you thinking what was gonna happen next. But if you guys like it, go check it out for yourselves and stay tuned for the next Alien episode that's gonna come out. And I appreciate y'all, and I'm out of here.